City Skylines is still installing. The good news is that we've got an alternative game that's just as good called Skyline Cities. So now we can build buildings. Isn't this the best game ever? You were a good game, but we're gonna play City Skylines now. Let's start by building some roads and zoning out the area next to them. What if I don't want to? The game feels very welcoming. For whatever reason, most games like this, I think I'd feel absolutely overwhelmed at first, but they did a really good job of making this game feel welcoming and like something I can jump into and actually get started in. I don't look at this and go, oh man, what the crap is going on, except I do look at it and go, oh, what the crap is going on. But I do it with the confidence that I can figure it out, and they're giving me details kind of slowly, drip, drip, drip. It feels like a good balance so far. I feel actually kind of like I can get this. Now, I have seen streams of people playing it. I don't know how the game works, though. I know that you can build a poop volcano. That's what I know about City Skylines. Oh, you need water and electricity. Why do you need those? So I have to say, they've done a really good job of easing you in because they're just like, oh, build a road. Okay. Oh, by the way, you can build residential and stuff. This is actually a really good tutorial because even though I'm goofing around, I can actually figure out what's going on and what I want. This is what I wanted Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 to do for me. This is really good at easing you in. Oh yeah, they need water. They need pipes. Water availability. Connect the water pumps and drains with water pipes. Draw the water pipes under your city to provide water for your buildings. Okay. Not enough money. Why would a city need to budget? Unpopular mayor. Have 15% happiness. I got an achievement. I'm awesome. I need to figure out some new way to make money. I'm a little bit bummed that they don't give me an out for that in the tutorial. Now, I did just go my own way and pave my own path and make my own giant spinny road that goes nowhere, but it would have been nice if they would have given me some insight into smartness. Blackout again. You don't have any electricity. You can't have a blackout without electricity. And we got new game City Skylines and we got Green Plains City Skylines. Okay. Produce raw materials. I produce raw materials every day. Actually, I guess they're processed materials. You know, the faster that the loading screen icon spins, the faster it loads. That's how it works. That's why it's really important to, in your games, make loading screen icons that spin faster. It helps with the loading. How do I remove you? Can I remove you in pause mode? Be fun. Okay, nice. So it's only when I unpause that it costs me. That is good design. That is really nice. I could see so many games not doing that, even though it seems kind of obvious. And maybe you get money for refunding it anyway, but I'd assume not. That is really good. Let's just put our sewage pumping out there. And then I'm going to put the power plant over here. Game feels very welcoming and like I can jump in. It can be very overwhelming to become esteemed mayor of Yawn City. Should probably put on a tie because I'm so esteemed. Got my red power tie. I am the esteemed mayor. Fear me. I mean, don't fear me. That's not my campaign slogan. Roads now have names. Click on a name to open information panel on the road in question. Underhill Street. That's a dumb name. How about we call it Poop Street because I'm mature. Wow, there's a bit of smog. Guys, you should probably get that under control. Oh wait, did I build those? Oh, that's just because it's the industrial zone. Yeah, we don't. That's okay. It's all gonna stay over there, right? I'm still making negative money. I'm not sure what to do about that. Got all these people running around. What's your name? Katie Walker. I can change your name. Katie Runner. Build more residential zone. I think the people have enough places to live. What is wrong? Not enough workers. Okay, well, people should move in and stuff. Williams. I love... They've got a lot of nice little details on these. It's cool. Electric car Edison model. Oh, that's cool. I love those little details. That's just fun. What is it with the waterworks? Showering with bottled water is getting a bit expensive. What do you mean? We got water. Where don't you have water? Oh, here. Psh, you're just like 2 residents. I can't afford to give you all water. Water is a luxury. Maybe you all need to pay more taxes. Did you ever think of that? Welcome to Poop Street. Apartment rents are rising. The demand is high. Mayor's turning negotiations with local housing developers. I already did them and I won because of my power tie. The smog is kind of spreading a little bit, but that's okay. I have to say, there's something relaxing about this game, even though my money's in the red. And that's not exactly the power fantasy that I want. How do I get us into the green? Because I'm clearly doing multiple things wrong. You have fresh water. Who is complaining? Okay, you don't have fresh water, but you have water. I know that it's coming from here, but you have water, okay? Maybe that's why people aren't happy. I thought this was efficient, you know? There's just, the thing is that we basically were recycling, we're recycling water. You know, there's reuse and there's recycle. You know what I heard? I heard that reuse was better than recycling. At least I think that's what I heard. People complaining are just plain wrong. I guess that you need more residential than you need places to work. That kind of makes sense. 280. Oh, it's getting less negative. This is good news. Okay, so we might... Oh, bankruptcy alert. Why did you have to spoil that? I was so happy. And then you just have to throw this in my face, you jerks. You must cut services by shutting them down and raise taxes to gain more income. You can also take a loan if they're available. I guess that as the mayor of the city, I have to make the hard decisions. I'll accept the bailout. I want to see if that little number goes into the green, because I was just about to not be bankrupt. You know what? That very much upsets me. The little red number, it's getting better. Oh. 193, 195. Dagnabbit, why are you back turning on me? Oh, those people want water and they're complaining. Oh, seriously? Drink your water and leave me in peace. All right, so now you have water. You have no reason to complain anymore. Get rid of those water crying. These citizens, they're just like whining the whole way, and I don't have to put up with it. I should just like ignore their pleas and do my own thing, and that's probably what's going to make them the happiest. Being a mayor is one of those situations where you have to do what's best for yourself in order to do what's best for everyone else. Doing the best for me so I can do the best for you. That's my slogan for sure. I think that will impress people and that they'll run away crying, but out of happiness. When it comes to this kind of style, you run a risk of having it be hard to get to a place where you are in the green. I am surprised how quickly I got into the green, because most of the time in these kinds of games, it seems to be a lot harder, or maybe it's just that I was always young and bad at games. It could be that. Success feels like a practical achievement. And by that I mean, it's not like, oh crap, I did everything right and nothing's working. It's like, okay, you know what? I can reach this. There are certain things that I can do to make this a reasonable goal and to really hit it. And I think that's cool. It's not just like, oh man, like I tried everything and it failed. It's like, no, I tried everything and because I'm the mayor, it worked. I think I saw a seagull. You did? Or was it a sparrow? I'm not too good with birds. Hashtag biology. You know what? Neither am I. Just the other day, I thought I saw a blue jay, but it was red. Yeah, the smog is kind of getting in the way, but you know what? It's fine. Garbage is piled up. Why do you have garbage? Why don't you just flush it down the toilet? Okay, landfill site. Why are you unhappy? You now have a place to put all your trash. Look, you can go and you can play at your local landfill with all your friends. You know that you're doing the right thing when you're making money doing it. That's how it works. Truer words were never spoken, except maybe by a psychopath. I have no idea what I'm doing if you couldn't tell. But you know what? The good news is that even though I don't know what I'm doing, I am the most qualified person to do it. That's also my campaign slogan. Even though I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm the most qualified person to do it. Power lines carry electricity over distances. Power jumps across streets and from one building to the next. Okay, so yeah, I don't need that at all. That was a waste of money is what that's saying. It's just telling me, Mayor Josh, you done messed up. And I'm just gonna look at those people who are supposed to be professionals and say, but I'm the mayor. Actually, my brother worked for a mayor for a bit. He was a nice guy. So I don't want it to come across as mayors are bad or something. Like, there are good people in politics. It's hard to believe, but there are some really good people. Citizens are sick. Why are you sick? Is it because of the smog? Okay, you're all sick, whatever. Look, if you don't trust me to do my job, then why should I trust you to be my citizen? Dug up a barrel full of glowing goo in my backyard. Who should you call? I don't know. I'm just the mayor. Would you look at that view? I just am so inspired. Ignore the alarms because everything's fine. I'm the mayor. Here's the thing, is that what the smog does is that it helps you appreciate the parks. If we didn't have smog, why would you need parks? Because the parks would just be like everywhere else. Duh. You don't need a fire department if there's ample rain in your area. That is a pro mayor tip. Citizens are unhappy. I gave them bouncy houses. Do we have enough money for more bouncy houses? Cemetery usage is 0%. See, that's how I know that we're fine. If you don't have a drugstore, nobody can go to the drugstore. If you don't have a cemetery, then nobody goes to the cemetery. They hit a really good tone here. Like, these kinds of games can feel very dry when done wrong. Like, I think that when done poorly, that sim games can be the driest games on the planet. And instead, they really hit the feel here. And this game, it really does feel good. It feels really good. They made a sim with character. And you might think, Josh, you've played bad sims if you're saying that. And that might be true. Maybe I've played some really crummy sims. Yeah, this game also does a really good job of letting you see what you need to. Like, you can see what you're doing. And I really like that. Now, it takes a little bit of learning, but to be honest, here's the thing. For me to feel comfortable in a sim game, after not even 2 hours yet. An hour and a half. That's amazing. That's really good. Now, I've played some other sim games before, but not that much. I'm not a connoisseur of sim games by any stretch. And I have seen people play this game, but I didn't really understand the mechanics that well. Or I should perhaps say I didn't understand the user interface well. And it might just be that it's easier than other sims, and so that's why it feels better to me. Sycamore Street, Poop Street 2. They gave you a lot of little places where you can add touches. It's one thing to say, hey, we're going to give you a sim where you can do all sorts of things. It's another thing to just give you little details. And I think that those little details make it feel like you can do a lot more than you can. The fact that I can name a random street or go, hey, you know what, this street is Poop Street 2. That makes me feel like I have a lot of power and influence in the game. And it's not necessarily that I do, even though I'm the mayor. It's that they gave me these little options, and I sort of mentally associate that with everything. Now I'm like, look at all I can do. Now I can do a lot in this game. They've given me a ton of options. Those little touches, though, I think take it to another level, because suddenly it's like, whoa, I can do anything. Like I can rename Cialpen Brown to just a period. Overall, I would say that this has been a rousing success because I'm the mayor. This game feels very welcoming. So one of the things is that you can introduce new mechanics gradually to your game in order to make it feel more approachable, because they could have piled everything on at once. They could have done that, and instead they said, you know what, we're gonna make sure that we let this pick up over time. That's really good and a really good approach, because it just makes it way less overwhelming. Also, success feels like a practical achievement, and part of that is because they introduce the elements over time. Also, they made the sim have character. It's fun, it feels alive. I love that. They did a really good job with that. And also, you can see what you're doing, which may sound like a simple requirement. It may sound like well, every sim game should do that, but they don't all do that. AKA that Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 clip that I posted where I got a little salty. I've got too many games to catch up on to where I don't know if I'm going to actually play this game that much, but if I didn't, I would definitely play it more if there weren't like 1,000 games I need to catch up on. What would I do differently if I was playing this again, besides not have everyone get sick and die? One of the things that comes to mind is figuring out a good structure. I was not worried about structure at all. This is terrible. But figuring out, okay, how do I want to lay out the city so that I get the most for the least amount of money? I'm sure that there are some optimal ways to do that as far as crisscrossing roads and stuff like that, getting the most land. That's part of what I'd be looking at, because this is clearly not the most efficient setup. Thanks so much for joining. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Real estate is booming. People want a new mayor. People like you. Okay, cool. I guess we'll build more buildings. You are good at this game. I am good at this game. This is just as good as City Skylines. Skyline Cities, available now on my computer.